Hi, good morning, folks. Welcome to the Early Bird. We'll look at last night's playoff report as we had an overtime game and we had a complete war out west. Let's look at it coming up. And by war, I'm talking a barrage of goals out west and a tight playoff game out east. So, welcome to the playoffs, everybody. Welcome to the playoffs. Definitely some entertaining hockey yesterday for both types of fans. I'm the one that kind of likes a tight defensive game come playoff time. But this Battle of Alberta is starting to shape up like it's going to be crazy, really. So we'll take a look at the scores and we'll get into this. Here we go. And out in Carolina, 2-1 Carolina wins in overtime, and they basically escape a scare in game one because the Rangers had them cornered, but they came out and they somehow got it done late in the game and then win in overtime. Out in in Calgary, this game was just crazy. I mean, twice Calgary had a 4-goal lead, winds up 9-6, but the Oilers stormed all the way back and tied it at 1.66. Just a crazy hockey yesterday. You know, you had a bit of everything that you want. You know, if you wanted goals, well, you sure got it with the Western game if you watched it. And if you like a tight checking, hard-hitting playoff hockey game, you had it in Carolina. All right, let's go back to the East. We'll take a look. Here we go. Hurricanes defeat Rangers in overtime in Game 1 of Eastern second round. And we'll look at the numbers. And the numbers look pretty even, but there's one in there I want to talk about. All right, so the Rangers outshoot them 28-26 in the game. Faceoffs are 41% for the Rangers, 59% for Calgary. Both of them were 0 for 1 on the power play. Good hitting affair, 40 hits for the Hurricanes, 31 for the Rangers. Blocks 18-13 in favor of the Rangers there, and the Hurricanes had more giveaways. They had 19, the Rangers had 10. The shots on goal: first period, 12-8 for the Rangers. Second period, 11-6 for the Rangers. But Carolina turns it on in the third, outshoots them 10-4, which seemed almost, it felt like 20-4 when watching it. But 10-4, the Rangers did have a chance to close the game out and let it slip away. And then in overtime, Rangers just had one shot and Carolina scored on their second shot there. 28-26 favor of the Rangers overall. So it was a good game. Absolutely a good game. Rangers fans can't be upset how their team played. Their team played really good in this game. In the third period, though, Carolina responded like a good team on home ice should. That's basically what happened in this game. But going back to the numbers, the 41% face-offs to 59 might seem like nothing to really look at. The thing is, Carolina in their defensive zone were winning all the face-offs in this game. That's how it felt for me watching it. I'm willing to bet the majority of the face-offs percentage is Carolina in their defensive zone. Carolina were winning all the key face-offs when they had to in their zone. So even late also. So it really was that type of game that face-offs came into play. It's a tight game. A tight game, all the little details matter, you know? All the little details, not just the hits and the shots. It's all the details. The face-offs were key in this game in the Carolina zone, and Carolina were up to that challenge, you know? But the Rangers had them, I think it was like 4 minutes left or 5 minutes left. Can't remember exactly how much time. I think it was about 5 minutes. We'll round it at 5. Where Kakko had a wide open net. The Carolina just missed a breakaway off the crossbar. They come back up and they almost score to put the game away. I mean, wide open. There was not even a man on him, nothing. He just blundered it. He just goofed it up. He just shot it through the crease. It's one of those rare things in hockey that happens. And that was the game. That's what cost him the game. Because 2-0, I think, in this game was Shesterkin, the way he was playing in that third period. Because he wasn't really challenged the first 2 periods, guys. Not really. Not like he was in the third. That would have done it. Really, that would have done it. Okay, let's go out west. Flames blow 4-goal lead, recover to defeat Oilers in Game 1. They should say 2 4-goal leads, really. All right, here we go. The numbers. Oilers had 28 shots. The Flames had 48. 53% for the faceoffs for Edmonton, 47 for Calgary. Power play 0 for 4 for Edmonton. That could be a difference maker right there. Calgary 1 for 3. If Edmonton could have popped in a few power play goals, that would have maybe we would have been staring at an overtime game. This was just a crazy game. The hits, 23 hits for Edmonton, 22 for Calgary. Low hitting affair, but it was aggressive out there. Don't get me wrong. The hits kind of don't tell the details of this game. This got ugly at certain points. 14 blocks for Edmonton, 9 for Calgary. 20 giveaways by the Oilers, 8 for Calgary there. And those 20 giveaways, I'm willing to bet, if I was willing to guess, I would say the majority were in the first 25 minutes. All right, let's look at the shots. First period, 19-7 for Calgary. Second period, 21-11 for Calgary. So you guys are getting the picture here. It really was all Calgary. They were at one point out shooting them, I think, 30-7 or 30-8. It was something like that. It was just nuts. But Edmonton did wake up. Edmonton outshoot them 10-8, not with the shots, with the goals, 10-8 in the third, shots in the game, again, 28-48 in favor of Calgary. So Calgary deserved this game. I mean, they did. But Edmonton sure gave them a run. Like, they forced them into a corner to have to explode one more time, and they did. Looking at it here. So here it is, 5-1, Calgary, 6 minutes into the second. Bouchard makes it 5-2. And then about a minute and a bit later, Calgary on the power play, Tkachuk makes it 6-2. So you figure it's a blowout at this point. 6-3, 6-4, 6-5 before the end of the second. All of a sudden, we got a game, and they score one in the last minute to even make a statement that coming out of, and then they score early in the third at 1:28. Yamamoto, 6-6. And then about a minute and a bit later, Anderson scores for them to make it 7-6, Rasmus Anderson, and then Tkachuk to close out the game. So they're good players, they're role players, they're leaders, got it done for Calgary when it was on the line, which Tkachuk is, as we all know. So breaking this down very quick, guys. I'll give you that rundown, and I got to get out of here. I'm way behind schedule. Guys, I'll have some videos up tonight for sure. I'm guessing 2. I'm guessing because I'm back home late, so I want to just jump on it when I get in, and I'll take it from there once I get in after. I got a busy day, but the thing is I start later today, so it kind of messes up my day, my schedule to get videos done. So we'll see when I get back. I should be home by about 6, 7 tonight. We'll see. But I do plan on getting a few up no matter what. I'll get a few videos up today because it drives me nuts when the hours are against me. So in a nutshell, in this game, Carolina showed up like a home team should in a playoff series in the third period when they had to. That's really what happened in this game. Carolina came back in the third with a strong third period, as they've looked good in the playoffs in the third. That's one thing that's becoming a pattern with Carolina, is they're good in the third. So we'll see how the Rangers react, because this is a young squad in New York. This is not going to be an easy bounce back. It would have been better, honestly, if the Rangers would have got hammered, because then it would be easy for them to freewheel the next game. They're going to be tightening the sticks a little, I think, next game. And we might see Carolina really jump on that. Maybe. But if I'm a Rangers fan, I'm very happy with the effort they put out, how good they looked. They didn't look psyched out by the crowd, nothing. They just really couldn't contain Carolina in the third. They just couldn't, no matter what they did. And they were trying. But them missing that open net, that wide open net, was the backbreaker in the game without a doubt. If they would have made it 2-0, it would have been lights out for Carolina. 2-0 would have been too much to come back on Shesterkin. It would have been too much. As you've seen, they only got one goal after, so. Although it would have changed the complicity of the game, but still. 2-0 with that goalie in nets, 4 minutes left or whatever it was, it's too much. And then you go out west, and it looks like it's a blowout all game long, and Edmonton come back, surge back, make it 6-6. And then they allow Calgary to have their way one more time. It's like, come on, Edmonton, what are you doing? Edmonton should have been throwing the body more, I thought, in that game, but I think that's a touchy subject when it comes to these two teams, because you could have maybe the first bench ball we would see in a long, long time in the NHL with tons of suspensions. It's not a very, it's going to be weird to watch them shake hands when the series is all said and done, those two teams. So we'll see. We'll see if that. I expect a much low-scoring game in Game 2 with Edmonton Calgary since they got all these goals. I'm guessing, if we have another game like this where it's 6-5 or something, my goodness, it might be just that type of series. We'll have to see. All right, folks, that's it for this one. I got to get out of here. I'll see you tonight. Have a good one till then.